What's going on, everyone? Crush back here with another video. Hope everyone's doing great today. Hope everyone is having a good week so far. This week for sure is kind of sucky because at the time of this recording we're only on Tuesday, but you know, we're making it, people, we're making it. So I was going to talk about this on the podcast, but I decided I'm going to make my own video, kind of doing a little review and kind of just like giving my 2 cents about the Boogie2988 documentary that was made by Mike Klump. Now, I don't know how many of you know about Boogie2988. I'll give a little brief history on what I know. And granted, I'm not a Boogie detractor. I'm not, a Boogie fan anymore. I'm just kind of a guy that started recently watching the shit show that's been going on with this crazy motherfucker named Boogie2988. Now, Boogie2988, if y'all don't know who he is, basically to be fair on his part, and he uses this term a lot, he's an OG YouTuber, which back in the day around like the early 2010s, Boogie was hot shit. He was known for his Francis character, which if you don't know the guy that's always yelling, "Where's my goddamn Mountain Dew?" which sounds kind of like a rip-off of the Angry Grandpa show, then that's him.
I want my goddamn Mountain Dew!
I'm not gonna lie, I was a fan of Boogie for not that long. I wasn't watching his shit a lot, but when I was 14, 15, like almost a decade ago, well, around a decade ago almost, goddamn, I'm old, but around when I was 14 or 15 or maybe early 16s, I used to watch a lot of channels like the Angry Grandpa Show, McJuggernuggets, and Boogie2988. I just was in that phase back in the day of just total train wrecks, just parents destroying their kids' shit, funny ass pranks, arguments, and just a shit show, the shit show drama that you see on YouTube. And while I was mostly a McJuggernuggets and Angry Grandpa fan, I would still watch Boogie's content because I like the Francis videos. Well, some of them. I didn't watch too many. And I would also like some of his other vlog videos, like his thoughts on shit, stuff like that. And I actually was a fan of some of his video game reviews and like his yearly compilations of best video game of 2018, 2019, something like that. I actually really liked listening in on those because I felt like he had a story to tell with his videos, and like it was just, it was just one of those videos that if you have a mutual interest, then you'll be interested in it, Just like a lot of the Boogie fans or Boogie haters will be watching this video most likely because we have something to talk about mutually, and that's Boogie2988. But since that era of YouTube, Boogie's just gone fucking insane, man. The dude, I don't know, look. Bro, I unintentionally said look, listen, like Wings of Redemption, but the dude, if I had 4 million subs and I was getting paid a shit ton of money, and I mean a shit ton, like 10 grand or however much, a lot of YouTubers with 4 million subs make, I wouldn't give a fuck what people think about me. I mean, hell, I have 310 subs at the time of this recording, which big ups to everyone that survived subscribing to me. But big ups to all my subscribers and everyone that listens in on my videos, because I'm not the most consistent uploader, especially nowadays. I'm kind of lacking, and I'm not afraid to admit it. If I made that cheddar, y'all could say whatever you want about me. I don't give a fuck, okay? Y'all could say I'm a shit person. Y'all could say whatever. And, I mean, there's obviously stuff that, you can push my buttons with. But for the most part, I wouldn't give a fuck what people think about me. But Boogie, the problem is, that dude does. He cares way too much about people. And he also fucking, like, tries to twist that into like e-begging as well. Like, he pretends to care about every single person, even people like Frank Castle who go to his house and shit like that. He's just like, I love you or whatever, like sounding like Patrick from that one chocolate episode, I love you. That's what he sounds like, and just as fake as fuck. But he would also like call people that claimed he was Francis, he fat, whatever. He would claim that they're the worst people on earth. He would get more haters, and eventually he really went insane, and he called his haters worse than rapists and Nazis.
I think you are the lowest of the low. I think you are the worst of the worst. I think that there are fucking rapists and Nazis out there who, even though they are rapists and fucking Nazis, they are more redeemable than you because at least they're doing something they fucking believe in.
I almost said zombies. Man, I'm stupid, and man, I should probably get some sleep. He also, like, is so fucking stupid. Bro, Boogie2988, I don't know too much about him being a lolcow, like, compared to a lot of people. But, bro, I think Darkside Phil might be smarter than this motherfucker at this point. But he just makes all these stupid fucking decisions, like with his finance and like with what he says online. And then after the crypto thing, he came back to the internet, started e-begging, and he's always used his mental illness and stuff like that, and like his abuse and stuff like that, which I feel bad for anyone that abuses, obviously. But if you use that, you know, to try and win an argument or whatever, you know, or try and get pity bucks online, then, bro, like, I almost want to tell you just get over it and shut up or whatever. Like, I want to say some fucked up shit, but because that's a serious subject, you know, and he just, I don't know, he just tries to gain sympathy with everything he fucking does, bruh. And if you watch more than, like, I don't know, let's say 5 minutes of a Boogie troll video, then you'll be convinced that he's definitely not a good person. He's a really big piece of shit. I think he's worse than Wings of Redemption. And don't even get me started on his 20-year-old girlfriend. This dude is 48, bro, and like, I'm 24 right now, and I feel like even someone like me could still get taken advantage of by, I don't know if I said that right, advantage, there we go, advantage of. Like, there's people that can take advantage of me, honestly, with certain subjects, because they've been in, like, the workforce maybe longer, or they've just had more experience in a certain matter. And while it's legal, it just doesn't feel morally right. And this doesn't just go for Boogie, it goes for, like, Leonardo DiCaprio as well, and, like, any creep that fucking tries to date a 18-year-old or whatever that's in their 40s or whatever. It may be legal, but, bro, it's not morally right, and it's fucking weird. And almost pedophilic. There's a lot more to do with Boogie than just what I mentioned, but I'm not the History Channel, and I'm not going to be talking about him all day, because he's really not that interesting, and really just pisses me off if I have to look at all of his stupid pity and shit, because I just don't have time for that. But anyway, getting back on into the documentary talk, so he joins Mike Klump. Mike did all the video editing and made everything look really good. And, bro, it's a really well-made documentary. Mike should make way more of these. And not just on lolcows, but in general with people. I think he would do really, really good. Actually, I know he would do really, really good. It was that good of a damn documentary. But, bro, it wasn't good for Boogie, though. It was really fucking bad for Boogie. Because while it's entertaining, it makes Boogie look like the biggest fucking idiot. Like, I mean, if you don't know anything about Boogie and you want to learn a little bit, I guess like a Sunny V2 video almost, like a history video, then go watch that. It talks about his very poor financial situation and like how he spends money just so stupidly. From talking about the crypto thing, talking about just buying unnecessary stuff, to the hookers. Bro, he fucking talked about how much he spent on hookers. He said that he spent like, I don't remember the exact amount, but it was like $100,000 or some shit total. You take him to Disney World, like, dude has some issues for sure, man. When somebody spends money that recklessly, not just with like one of those, by the way, not one of those examples I mentioned specifically, but I guess any of them, okay? If someone loses all their money in crypto, or is stupid and spends money on just stuff that is illegal and immoral, number one, like the hookers, for example, or just, you know, on stupidity nonsense that you just don't need, then how am I going to feel sorry for you? That was probably number one, like what I really don't like about Boogie2988. And I'd say it's one of the worst things that was displayed in the documentary for sure, just showing off that he's just such an idiot, bro, and you shouldn't donate to people who just waste money and are reckless. But number two, but what really infuriated me, and I think is probably the much worse part about this documentary, is he did this a little, it wasn't an interview, but it was with like some headhunter or whatever. He did like a little interview, and anyone that doesn't understand what I mean by headhunter, basically someone that looks for talent, so like people that are looking for jobs, and then works with other companies to find employees basically. And Boogie was asking like what kind of jobs he could get and did like the little interview. And bro, that shit was, I think Moist Critical said it best. It looked like a skit. Which, listen, this reminds me of some funny ass like what not to do skit, like, or some Smosh skit or something like that. Or I'd hate to say it, almost like Saturday Night Live, where people would just say outlandish shit or whatever, or act in such a stupid way that you would think that's fake, which I really hope that was fake, because the person who he was talking to, who was asking him these questions, treated it like it was real. Because it probably was real. Like, I actually believe that was a real thing that they did. But when she was asking him questions like, you know, where your strengths, weaknesses, or whatever, he was going in, and she said it best at one point when he was done. She said, it sounds like you're just giving a bunch of excuses. You can't do this, you can't do that, which was pretty much the summary. He was just saying how he was basically just using his disability, his depression, what's on him online, and all these excuses, I want to say challenges that he'd bring to a job if he were to get hired. And the person is just sitting there all relaxed, like she's professional clearly, so you know she's not gonna lose her shit, but inside I'm sure she was just like, this guy, like, is he serious? Because this is definitely one of those people that tries to help out criminals when they get out of jail. I'm sure that she could find the most drugged up person, Lester B on crack or something like that, who just has never worked a job in their life, and they will look way better than Boogie2988. I guarantee it. But he looked horrendous. He was just giving all these excuses, and then just like any other punchline to the end of a skit, he said one more stupid thing. It's literally a punchline. The person was basically saying how with the felony, like the Frank Hassel thing and all these excuses, he would be very, very lucky if he were to get a job. She said it's not impossible, but it's going to be tough because you have all these obstacles, which, bro, I think it is impossible. I really think it is impossible if he wants to find like a legit good job or whatever, especially with his work ethic. But the dude, as if he hasn't sold himself into the shitter anymore, he brings up, not like, you know, at the very end, like, you know, thank you for your time, or, I mean, he may have said that at the end, but instead of saying, okay, I understand, and I'm trying to work on myself, and I'm trying to improve, instead of saying anything positive after all those negatives, he ends on one last negative, and then it switches scenes. He ends off by saying, I used to work in the porn industry, which isn't even true. Number one, he was a website developer. This poor interviewer was just mind-boggled, okay? She probably figured, you know, he's an idiot and he'll say some dumb shit, especially after the first, like, 30 seconds of their initial conversation. But after that, you could even tell she was losing it. She's like, acting like a mom whose kid just did something wrong, and she's like, is that something you think you really should say to, like, in an interview or something like that? I think that's what she said. And then Boogie's dumbass, like, looking all serious, which bro, like, I started dying when I saw that. I don't know how you can say that in all seriousness, but in all serious tone and not breaking character, he says it depends on which which kind of career path or something like that. Which, I mean, bro, there's a select handful of jobs where you can, like, proudly say that or use it to your advantage, okay? You shouldn't go to, like, an office job or something and be like, I used to work in the porn industry. That's not gonna get you the job. That's gonna get you in the ground. They're not gonna hire you. They're gonna think you're fucking crazy and on crack or some shit. But what I got from that whole interview, this is what I got, okay? I think he is really fucking stupid, but bro, like, he has enough, you know, he has enough intellect though, and he's smart enough to a point where he should know what's right and what's wrong, especially in, like, a serious situation like this. I mean, if you're a grown adult, you should, and you're paying the bills, you should at least have common sense on what to say and what not to say if you're being serious. And if you're making a documentary for your millions of fans out there, or detractors, or whoever, and you're trying to make them look at you in a good light, that was not the way to do it. You want to know what that did? That did the exact opposite. That just makes it look like, which is, I'm pretty sure this is correct, it makes it look like he doesn't want to get a job. He wants to be in the same situation he's in right now, and he doesn't want anything to change. And he basically botched that interview because he thinks that he can just stick to being online and just gaining views, e-begging, doing all this stuff. Thanks to the documentary, we know that to be true too. Because I don't know if Mike was, you know, like, bro, I'm sure it takes a toll to work with Boogie. I don't know if Mike got really frustrated and if he was supposed to keep this part in. During one of the scenes, Mike got a voice message from Boogie. He was basically saying, I'm not getting a job. Why would I get a job? I have 4 million subscribers on YouTube.
Listen, dude, I know we're making this documentary and everything, and I know you think I need to get a real job, but I just want to let you know I'm not going to. I'm not going to walk into some job when I have 4 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm one of the original YouTubers. What I'm going to do instead is go back to making content, go back to telling stories and entertaining people and making money doing it. And you want to check back with me in a couple of months? Let's see how things are going.
Bro, I have 310, okay? And I could have 10 million. I could have 100 million like PewDiePie. But listen, if you can't get enough money by yourself, okay? Or like using brands or like whatever. Like, you know, if you can't figure out the YouTube game and you have to resort to e-begging and you have to resort to just being a fucking just clown, then what's the point? What's the point? Okay? You're not entitled to views, bro. Like, my channel itself, it's been on the up and down. Same with the Irresponsible Twats. And I'm not gonna lie, I need to work harder on my content. But am I entitled to any views at all? No. No, of course not. People come and go all the time. So the fact that he thinks that he's entitled to anything just because he has 4 million subs, bro, like, I'm not kissing your feet, bro, and I don't think anyone else should kiss your feet either because you have 4 million. Hell, I could get 4 million if I work hard enough. I'm sure of it. There wasn't really much more to talk about. I mean, you could always bring up how, like, he still has all of his collectibles in the background of his videos, when in the video itself he was showing that he was selling all of his collectibles or so on and so forth. I don't know if he's gonna actually do that. Like, I figure if you do that, it will take a while, so who knows. We'll see if he starts selling everything, but I don't know if he'll actually go through with it. He'll probably just keep e-begging, doing whatever, and taking advantage of people, using pity and whatnot. But overall, the documentary, like I said before, I think it was a really well-made documentary. I think Mike is really talented. He's really, like, that documentary visually is really good. Really, really good. And he definitely deserves all the love and all the subs that he's getting. But, bro, Boogie, like, but for Boogie, this was definitely a train wreck. And I just don't understand why people are supporting this guy. I don't know if he thinks people just come out and say, well, at least you admitted it, so, you know, you're a decent human being all of a sudden. Bro, nah, like, he's a fucking idiot, and he needs to get a job, and he doesn't want to get a job. And, bro, you're 58. I'm 24. Like, how the fuck do I know this and you don't? It's just sad, bro. It's so sad. But let me know what you guys think. I wasn't really cracking too many jokes in this one or anything like that, because I can crack jokes about, like, Wings just being a fucking crybaby and DSP being just such a degenerate and spending so much money and raging and all that, but I just don't like Boogie. I really don't like him. I think he's actually worse than Wings and not DSP, but because I'm gonna get shit for saying that again. But I definitely don't like him. He's just not a good person. But let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know what you think about Boogie. Let me just tell me what's on your mind, alright? And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.